Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Nikisha Bond, and we are continuing with the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And you might be asking yourself, Nikisha, why are we going through the 48 Laws of Power? Well, I'll tell you. Not only was I going to read this book, and now I'm taking you guys along on my journey, but, during the whole little 2020 little thingy, people were telling me what to do, and I'm a grown ass woman. I like being told what to do. So, we're going to talk about ways that we can use these laws to empower ourselves. So, get along for the journey, ladies and gentlemen. We are on law number 9. Win through your actions and never through argument. Any momentary triumph that you think you have gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. The resentment and ill will you stir up is stronger and lasts longer than any momentary change of opinion. It's much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. Ooh, we are up in our dictionary today. If you guys didn't know, a Pyrrhic victory is a victory that's been lost at too great of a cost. I looked it up for you, so you didn't have to. You're welcome. Learning is sharing, caring is learning. I don't know, sharing, caring, learning, whatever. Anyways, continuing on, let's talk about some keys to power. The problem in trying to prove a point or gain a victory through an argument is that in the end, you can never be too certain how it affects people you're arguing with. It may appear to agree with you politely, but inside they may resent you. Or perhaps something you said inadvertently offended them. Words have an insidious ability to be interpreted according to the other person's mood or insecurities. You know what? That reminds me of like how we talk in the corporate world. If anybody's worked in like corporate management, it's a very kind of like a way of saying things where you're like being kind of petty. Okay, here's some examples of corporate speak. When you say like, per my email, that means that you saw my email and I'm telling you again. Or I'm CCing my colleagues so that we can all be in the loop. I'm now having to bring your manager in to let them know that you're not doing your job. Should you need further assistance, don't hesitate to contact me. If you ever contact, I'm telling you, I've already told you this once before. So that's corporate speak because you can't say what's on your mind. You got to say it in a nice way that's not going to stir up everybody's emotions. So I think that's something that we can learn because when you're trying to just argue a point and you're getting all irrational, all anybody really needs to do is just calm down. Because if you're acting crazy, anybody calming down is going to make you look like you're absolutely absurd. So one of the things that you have to remember is that you have to think of how people are going to receive your words, right? And I think that's the purpose of corporate speak is so that it's not blaming you. It's like focusing on the issue, not the person. Because if you don't take that into consideration, you can say something or use all caps and people can find that really offensive and they're not going to respond to you based on what you said. They're now going to respond to you because they think that there's some type of meaning behind this, or maybe they've had somebody do this to them in their past. They feel like they're being taken advantage of or manipulated, and people are now responding off of how they felt about it versus what was actually going on. So that's why I encourage corporate speak, because it gives everybody kind of like a neutral tone versus, I don't like what you said and I'm about to tell you about yourself. Because when you do that, you're automatically going to make that person feel really, really defensive. So, okay, let's talk about another one. Understand this, words are a dime a dozen. Everyone knows that in the heat of an argument, we will all say anything to support our cause. We will quote the Bible, we'll refer to unbearable stacks, but in the end, action and demonstration are much more powerful and meaningful. So, I don't think I have anything for that one. Fair. I agree. Okay, let's do this one. So when aiming for power or trying to conserve it, always look for the indirect route and also choose your battles carefully. If it does not matter in the long run whether the person agrees with you, then it is best not to even bother with the demonstration. Save your energy. So, story time. Okay. I remember this one time I went to, shout out to everybody in California. If you guys remember the distillery from way back in the day, that's back when teenagers used to go to this club where it's like 16, 18, 21, all get to party together. I know, like they probably don't do stuff like that nowadays. But anyways, this was this club that we went to when we were young. And there was a girl there. Don't know her name. I don't really remember her, but she was dating my ex-boyfriend and she was really mad at me about something. I didn't know her. So she came up to me and she's like, "Witch, I'm going to blah, 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 blah." And she's just like yelling and yelling. I'm sitting here like, why are you so pressed? Like, aren't you with him? Like, why are you bothering me? And I'm like, calm down. Like, I'm too pretty to fight. Like, I'm not going to fight over someone that you're with. Like, you sound crazy. Because listen, at the end of the day, don't argue with a fool. Because nobody can tell who the difference is. That's the lesson to learn. Don't argue with the fool. Don't waste your energy trying to demonstrate to somebody that it doesn't even matter. Like, why was I going to argue with her over a dude I'm not even with? Why? Who cares? You look foolish coming up to me when I don't even have any part in this. So that's the thing. It's just don't argue with a fool because now you start to look foolish. Okay, let's talk about the reversal and we'll wrap this up. Verbal argument has one vital use in the realm of power: to distract and cover your tracks when you are practicing deception or you are caught in a lie. In such cases, it is to your advantage to argue with all the conviction you can muster. I'm laughing because it makes me think of how many times that I've argued with David. Okay, confession time, confession time. And I've realized that I was wrong. And I realized I totally didn't even understand what we were arguing about. But instead of just saying, like, oh, you know what, my bad, I didn't understand, I'm like, okay, I'm going to argue this point over here. And I'm going to tie it back into that point that you were talking about so that I can say that I was right about this point over here, which is what I'm talking about. And even though you're right about the point that you're talking about, that's not what I was talking about. So what I was talking about was the most important thing. And so that's the most important thing. So that's why I'm right. I know. Pray for me, guys. I'm working on that, but I'm not. I mean, but I want to. I think it would be good. I should work on that. That's not a good trait to have. But it is what it is. Sometimes it is what it is. But I am aware of it. And I feel like the first part of getting better is to know the things you got to work on. And I'm working on it. Not really. So I will be back with law number 10. Everyone. Oh, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Have a wonderful day.